Oh, yes, Outrage crew. You ravenous battleship of bigots out there. How the fuck you doing? Just ticked over November 5th, 2019. Oh, what a delight to be back on the deck of the Outrage battleship. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Bradley Murray just texted me, said I'll be watching for some Purple Haze and Stella's. Remember, the 5th of November, best day of the year here, lad. There we go. All right. And we pay a little tribute there to Guy Fawkes. Okay. Just for Bradley Murray. Didn't plan on doing this, but why the fuck not? What up, Tax Cattle? Oh, yes. That was, but how about this? Oh my god, the music sucks on every one of the tribute videos. God damn it. You get the idea, dude. Remember the 5th of November, alright? We're looking for individual freedom. We're anti-authoritarian. We're trying to, tap into the consciousness of the tax cattle out there, ladies and gentlemen. And trying to hack into that feed to the consciousness of the tax cattle out there and let them know that the government is out to get them. By definition. I'm trying to find a good goddamn V for Vendetta tribute. We're trying to find one, dude. Here's one. Oh my god. Audio listeners, is showing the guy in the Guy Fawkes mask tipping over a whole lot of motherfucking dominoes. So that's what we're doing here on the deck of the Outrage battleship. We're changing one mind at a time with our arguments, ladies and gentlemen. We tip over one domino, it may just topple the rest of them. We got the numbers. We're gonna win, yeah. Taking over. Come on. What up, David? What up, Divvy? Yeah, dude. We get it. We remember the 5th of November. Bradley Murray may not remember much the 5th of November, alright, with his goddamn Stella and Purple Haze activity, and it's fine, dude. Sometimes you remember it better. Alright, you tap into that moment there, you get a little high, you get a little stoned, you create some memories. Alright, we're trying to, create memories here on the Outrage battleship. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I just I love the first part of it where he hacks into the totalitarian dictator giving a speech on the controlled goddamn propaganda media situation there on the TV, and we're doing it a different way. We don't have to hack into the mainstream media line there to get to the tax cattle because most of the tax cattle are watching YouTube now. Alright, so all we gotta do is shake our tail feathers and make enough noise and have enough fun on the Outrage battleship that people want to come aboard. Alright, that's what we're doing. For some reason, Raw Dog posted a goddamn 1990s infomercial of individuals having spray paint on their goddamn scalp to make themselves appear not to be bald. Looks like a very creepy video. All right, status quo for Raw Dog, and we get it. We understand, and it's fine, dude. And it's fine. All right. I think with the information age that we're currently in, we have the truth on our side. We have the information dissemination technology, ladies and gentlemen, to get it accomplished, to spread the word that the government is out to get you, and that the system itself is fundamentally corrupt and fucked up, and it's not going to work, and we need to change things. And Trump is a big symptom of that. All the division in the country politically is a big symptom of that. The government is too goddamn big and intrusive and out of goddamn control. And the left is not doing anything to, make amends for, their mistakes and their miscalculations. They're just doubling down on dumb. And hopefully the demographics, all right, do not reward that doubling down bet. All right, hopefully we're not too far into idiocracy to turn this goddamn ship around. The seas of cultural Marxism, they are high, they are choppy, they are dangerous. All right, but that's why we have a battleship. That's why we batten down the hatches for Western civilization with all the beautiful bigots out there. David says it's a fun movie, but I'm against it because it's clearly a left-wing movie. Like virtually all of them. If I remember, what to you makes it a left-wing movie? Because I can't remember fundamentally the message at the end, but it seems like just anti-authoritarian and kind of, the whole anonymous thing was started from that movie. Because everybody wears the Guy Fawkes masks when they, get leaks. That was like the kind of grassroots version of WikiLeaks, the whole anonymous thing that's kind of died out. But the standing up against authoritarianism by wearing the mask there, Antifa seems to they stand up against pretend authoritarianism and look for justifications to implant their own version of authoritarianism, which is very goddamn gay. If you're against the system, why would you want to tear down the system and then put in your system instead? Seems all very goddamn circular and nonsensical and not goddamn productive. If you're against the system, tear down the system and have individual freedom. All right? Don't wave a goddamn communist flag and pretend to be, against, some fascist government that doesn't exist. David says, the anti-authoritarianism is clearly against a right-wingish regime. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it was definitely modeled after, the idea of right-wing authoritarianism. David says the lesbian scene. Oh my God, no debauchery. No debauchery will be tolerated in David's right-wing Christian theocracy. All right. Shall all be shut down. Even if you have natural impulses to be gay or lesbian, we're shutting it down. Can't happen. Anytime you try to, ban things from the top down, you know what happens, ladies and gentlemen. A black market creates a fertile uprising. All right, and humans don't like being told what they can and can't do, especially defying their fundamental impulses, like taking drugs or owning a goddamn firearm. And so anytime you try to ban things from the top down, you're just encouraging a bunch of criminality and encouraging a giant black market to rise up against you. What's up, Alan James? We're talking about V for Vendetta because Bradley Murray is talking about remember the 5th of November. Brad says, need to go buy some fireworks later. Bonfire night is the best ever here, lad. Oh, yeah. Bradley Murray's going to be revving up that dirt bike, dude, and heading off to the bonfire. All right. Very goddamn enjoyable. Oh. David says, dude, there's a lesbian scene where the lesbians are like put in a concentration camp for being gay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the goddamn movie. Forgive me. But the other thing we have to look out for, all right, we do have the information dissemination capability with the magic of the internet and YouTube and whatnot. All right, we do have the information on and the truth on our side. All right, the mainstream media is catastrophically failing, and they're pretty much just the corporate whore media now, and they're recognized as such by any rational thinking individuals. They seem to be on the downfall. Most of the play they get are in gyms and airports, and nobody goddamn pays attention, And they're desperately trying to get more and more salacious and outrageous with their clickbait, to get some eyeballs on their goddamn fake content. And it's failing. And it's failing because people don't like, the fake outrage promoted as, in the vein of this is actually news, with the thin veneer of supposed truth over their ideological rantings and ravings and spewing of hatred there from the goddamn pundits. And so all of that is on our side, but what is not on our side right here, ladies and gentlemen, what is not on our side right here, the mother of all bubbles could blow up the economy if profits don't improve, warns Blackstone strategist. Now, I did just read this headline. I haven't digged into the article yet, but it does, we can go through it here. But it does speak to one of my major concerns, all right, the student loan bubble, the continuing processes of the dirty, corrupt, scumbag banks, the big six mega banks continuing to do the same shit because Obama let them off the hook, the sweetheart little deal there. We got to save the country by, letting the criminal banks off the hook, and it's all fine and dandy. Just keep doing what you want. All right. And we have, all these, hundreds of trillions of unfunded liabilities just laying under the goddamn surface of the American economy. All right. And we have, lots of malinvestment with the government this big. All right. And it all coalesces. It could all coalesce in one big, giant, fat, goddamn nasty bubble. That might burst, all right, because the Fed has been keeping interest rates artificially low. We've been living in this fake economy, and things are looking up in terms of numbers and job growth and stock market and whatnot, but it could all be based on fake growth if we don't get, actual industry and actual entrepreneurship, actual small business growing in the middle class for the country. If we don't get the taxes lowered more, if we don't cut more government spending and get the goddamn webs of corruption wiped away from the big government and the big multinational corporations and the big banks, if we don't break up those connections and encourage some competition and some turnover in the capitalist system, this might be what happens. All right, mother of all bubbles. Quote, when we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe, wrote famed naturalist John Muir more than a century ago, referring to an epiphany he had while hiking in California's Yosemite Valley. In our call of the day, Blackstone strategist Joseph Zeidel offers a similar take, but with dollar signs instead of granite cliffs. Quote, at the end of any economic cycle, we often get warnings that appear to be unrelated, he writes in the note. It's in hindsight that we realize that they were not at all random. We saw this during the housing bubble, he added. We're seeing it now. Among the recent troubles he thinks are connected are repo market woes, negative yielding debt, global trade conflicts, and collapsing manufacturing, and every cycle ends with excess. There's a quote, cyclicals and low-quality stocks should outperform in any improving earnings environment. New highs in equity markets will likely be set, and I'm not going to pretend like I understood most of that. All right, I understood the global trade conflicts, the collapsing manufacturing. I don't know what negative yielding debt means. I don't know what repo market woes means. All right, continuing. The mother of all bubbles in the sovereign debt market, Zeidel says, is the catalyst that will likely trigger the next recession. He expects that to happen between mid-2020 and the end of 2021. The good news for investors is a rise in quarterly profits that will boost markets in the near term. Quote, the first 3 quarters of 2019 face the toughest comparables since the profit cycle started in 2016. Earnings are flat this year. Next year, year-over-year comps should be easier. Don't know what any of that meant. All right, continuing. Zeidel points out that the stocks tend to rise until about 6 months before a recession, meaning there could be some market gains left. Cyclicals and low-quality stocks should outperform an improving earnings environment. New highs in equity markets will likely be set. And again, that quote that I don't understand. Yes, the U.S. national debt passed $23 trillion. It jumped $1.3 trillion in the last 12 months. And this is what happens when you cut taxes, but you don't cut spending. All right, that deficit hops up there. And it's not good. All right, we've got to get rid of this goddamn government spending. We got to massively cut government, or else we're in for a little bit of a rocky road there. This chart showing the ballooning national debt comes from Wolf Richter's Wolf Street blog. The debt pile has jumped by $1.33 trillion over the past year. And these are the good times, not a financial crisis when everything goes to heck. Let's see. And the article kind of fizzles out there. All right, but, warnings that should be heeded. All right, if you have the money to invest, I would suggest Bitcoin. All right, I would suggest precious metals. Something of that goddamn nature. Anything that other than the U.S. dollar, because oh my God, dark days are ahead. What up, trees? But I'm not a goddamn economist. I'm not a goddamn, market strategist there. I just know there's a lot of malinvestment going on when the government is this big. I know a lot of people aren't getting jobs with their goddamn worthless degrees. A lot of people aren't making payments on their student loans. There's a lot of unpaid bills going on in America. All right. Uncle Sam owes a lot of goddamn shekels. All right. He's on the hook for it. And we're still over there, trying to manipulate everybody across the goddamn planet with our military bases and our big flexing ass military and everything. And we're still devaluing our currency. The dollar is still getting, steadily shaved away from its actual value, fundamental value that has, connection to anything tangible. The Federal Reserve is just runaway, goddamn manipulating and hand rubbing, and oh my God, let's just inflate the monetary supply even more and make it even harder to make a goddamn, make a dollar worth a damn. All right, since the Federal Reserve has been instituted in 1913, the dollar has dropped over 95%, and oh my God, it's not showing any signs of slowing down, is it? Our borders are being overrun with goddamn welfare vampires. All kinds of parallels to the Roman Empire, all right, spread out militarily, not defending our own borders, devaluing our currency. All right. And, with the rise of MMA, it's the most popular sport pretty much now. All right. It's basically gladiator material. All right. We're reliving history. All right. This is Idiocracy / the fall of the Roman Empire. And it needs to be corrected. And the way we correct it is chopping some of those arms off of the government hydra. And unfortunately, Trump has been on his back foot defending from these goddamn, these swarming jackals around him, constantly trying to take him out, doing everything short of just assassinating the motherfucker. All right, and, it's not an excuse, but he needs to get his goddamn agenda through. He needs to get another round of tax cuts and cut a whole lot more goddamn spending and stop sucking the dicks of the generals in the military and pretending like, oh my God, we got to have the biggest, strongest military. We got to rebuild everything. We got to pump more money into the military. No! We need a lot less military spending, and we can accomplish that by bringing the fucking troops home. All right? And stop going on these goddamn, nation-building excursions that give us no benefit here at home. Alan James says Nick's hair is in a recession. I don't think Trump can save that one. It's being covered very effectively. All right. I've saved the hair. The hair looks better than last night. All right, we're improving day by day. Okay. The hair is growing back. All right, I've cleverly disguised the hairline once again. Doing Houdini magic tricks every night. All right, to convince you that I'm still a very young man and there's no one younger on the planet. You're looking at the youngest man on the planet. I'm showing no signs of aging. I'm very youthful. I'm full of vigor and dragon energy. What's up, Burgess? What's up, AJ? He says if dark days are ahead, purchase ammo instead. Well, that's a wonderful little, poetic line there. And unfortunately, ammo would do the outraged answer no good without a goddamn firearm with which to use the ammo in. God damn it. I'll be forced to use my theoretical John Wick techniques to defend myself, dude. And the lock on my goddamn apartment door. David says Nick would be a lot cooler if he embraced his Okie roots more like a real hick instead of this cosmopolitan wigger. Dude, I'm a poor white. All right, poor whites come in all varieties. I ain't going to talk like this to be a poor white. All right, but I can get into this voice if you want. And we were discussing ways to grow the stream and to get into some character acting. And I could just change up my whole stilo. I could go get that Bible in the background. I could prop the Bible up next to the little, to the heritage there. All right, I could wear a Trump hat and talk like this the entire stream. I could put a dip in instead of the vape. If I put a big old fat fucking dip in and talk like this, and I had a Trump hat and a Bible right there, the sky's the limit for the stream, dude. But I'm just being me. I can only be me. God damn it. I'm just not hick enough. And it's fine. I can get real Oklahoma real quick now. Alright, I can put on my shit kicking boots. Put on my Trump hat. Alright, and show y'all how to cook some goddamn genuine racist barbecue. I can change up the whole stilo on the Outrage TV channel now. We can just turn it into a recipe channel and show you all the intricacies now of infusing your barbecue with hate. Secret ingredient of the Outrage Cast barbecue is 100% genuine Oklahoma hatred. Red dirt hate. And I can relocate to an Outrage trailer. I can get on my Kevin Bennett lifestyle and I can nix this goddamn Outrage Studios here. And just get me a goddamn an RV, park it up in Van Nuys, like Brad Pitt's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and we could do barbecue recipes instead of talking about this goddamn politics. And get a dog, yes. I need a very strong-jawed pit bull. It would go right with the accent. Tree says, hope your door has 2 locks on them. Yes, it does. Oh, yes, it do. Oh, it sure do. And that article was very disappointing. I expected to get a little more tangible breakdown of the possible bubbles that may burst, but instead they just threw a bunch of nebulous economic terms out there, and then the article kind of ended. So that was a little bit disappointing. All right, but this is what happens when you don't read the articles that you're going to bring up on the stream. Oh my God. I thought it would be better. Burgess says, Nick, do you mean closing all of our bases, like bring everyone home? Yes. Why in the fuck would we need a military base anywhere else on the planet? It makes no sense. All we're doing is flexing on the rest of the planet and trying to enforce what we think they should do in their country. And then we wonder why we get blowback from all these goddamn, radical cells of terrorist groups all across the goddamn planet. It's just so mystifying. How can anyone hate us? They hate us for our freedom. God damn it. As if everybody on the planet doesn't want to be free. That's why they love America deep down. They want to be us. But when we go over there and throw it in their goddamn face that you want to be us, right, motherfucker, yeah. That's when they start hating us. And pointing a gun and trying to encourage better behavior while we're looking down the barrel of a gun at them. And that doesn't work, all right? Just like corporal punishment doesn't work on your children, it only builds resentment. Builds resentment, it builds hatred. And while hatred is a good ingredient in your barbecue, it's not a good ingredient. It's not a good ingredient for world trade or foreign policy. There, not the best, David says everyone will call you a cosmopolitan dumping on the salt of the earth, middle America, from your queer shed in Los Angeles. The accent won't work. Yeah, I'd have to go full character. I'd have to become this motherfucker. All right, and I've written in this voice for a long time because I've written hillbilly characters, written 2 featured screenplays in this goddamn voice. And I grew up, with my grandpappy, and then I know it's deep down in me. It's in my bones. So I know how this guy thinks. I know how he talks. I know how he acts. I know what he does with his life. All right, and it ain't no disrespect now to them red dust individuals out in the Midwest now. No disrespect. Just because you talk like this don't mean you have no intellect. Sometimes they got wise things to say. And it is very hack to make fun of rednecks. Because just because somebody has a southern drawl doesn't mean they have no goddamn brain. Oh, I don't know why that beer got flat so quick. At least the rednecks on average are smart enough to not get caught up in the identity politics horseshit that all the supposed intellectual coastal elites think is the new hip thing. To just hate white people and call it an ideology. It's not! You're an intellectual lightweight and you consider yourself educated because you went to a propaganda center called, quote, higher education. I think, education is a marker of, propaganda more than intelligence now. I mean, unless, obviously, that you go to school to be a fucking neurosurgeon or an architect or something tangible like that. But, that's how you know the outraged chancellor is a dummy, because he got hoodwinked into, going to school for English. Started out as an engineer. All right. And I didn't want to carry it through. God damn it. Kiki, what's up, Kiki? She says, many countries are like teenagers. I hate you. Can I have some money to go out? Can I have a car? Yeah. They want the goddamn, foreign aid, but they also want to demonize Western civilization at the same time. And it's not to be tolerated. Can't figure out if my vape is dying or just not hitting correctly. Oh my God, we're speculating about how racist Burgess is. Oh my God. I don't think he discriminates between people, between people who he assaults in the swamp there with his goddamn cum shots. I think he's an equal opportunity, swamp shotter. If you ask me. But I won't hesitate to throw Burgess under the bus. All right, and blame him for this being the Nick's Racist podcast. All right. He is the main influence. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to throw the blame where it belongs. Raw Dog says, build the damn Colorado wall already. Yeah, New Mexico is kind of lame, dude. We don't need New Mexico. We don't need any Mexicos, new or old. What's up, Florida Stacker? Yeah, dude. If you want to see some hard-hitting analysis from the mainstream media here, all right, CNN's Brian Stelter does deep dive data analysis on Trump's Twitter typos. Oh my God. Trump's avalanche of absurd Twitter typos. Because Trump is tweeting so goddamn fast and furious as to try to not be, taken out by the deep state sneaks all surrounding him. Sometimes he gets the message out there and there's a few mistakes. Oh my God. And the grammar Nazis and the spelling Nazis are out in full effect. CNN's Brian Stelter used up 3.5 minutes of his basement-rated Sunday show to blow the lid off of President Trump's Twitter typos. Well, two things we can spell is 3.6% unemployment and a 40% decline in viewers. Prepare to be galvanized. All right, let's look at reliable sources here. Oh my God. And by reliable, he means CIA and FBI. Oh, don't you trust the CIA and FBI? Well, watch their nice little toady here, Brian Stelter, tell you what's really important. All right, it's not about protecting the borders or ending the wars or, avoiding the bubbles in the economy and trying to create prosperity for Western civilization. No, it's about goddamn spell check.
Everybody makes spelling mistakes, all right? Everybody does. I do, everybody does. But on Twitter, Donald Trump makes a lot more of them than most people. Just this week, he misspelled Republican and unfair.
Impeach him.
But those are hardly the worst examples. We have seen countless absurd spellings from the commander-in-chief. He is called showbiz shoebiz. There's hamburgers. There's the smocking gun. There's a lot of these, even misspelling his wife Melania's name. And he's been ridiculed for it by late-night comics.
Oh, that makes him wrong.
I think you got a couple of typos on that shirt.
No, this was taken verbatim from one of your tweets, therefore it's correct.
That's the thing, death of truth, right? It's actually not that funny. I know English teachers are horrified by the president's poor form. Lots of other people are...
Oh, the death of truth. The number one example of the death of truth. Not your news organization that promoted the hoax of Russia collusion for 3 years. Oh, my God.
Embarrassed by it, too. But I've never seen anyone...
And your goddamn horseshit CEO, Jeff Zucker, dictating he's the fucking authoritarian in V for Vendetta down to the crony pundits there. We're going to focus on impeachment, nothing else. Just push it. Push the impeachment till the edge. Oh, my God. Just go out there like super soldiers and just attack. Attack him because I got a personal vendetta against Trump. Oh, my God. Take him out. Impeachment. Based on what? It doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. We're in the post-truth era. Haven't you seen Trump's typos?
I want to do a comprehensive study of his spelling errors or look at what they mean. So that's where FactBase comes in. FactBase is this excellent website that has every single word the president says, some other politicians as well. It looks at all of Trump's tweets, even the deleted ones, for this database of typos and other screw-ups. So we gave President Trump the full benefit of the doubt. These researchers only counted true misspellings, homophone swaps, and incorrect multi-word phrases. So here's what the researchers found. On average, Trump makes a spelling error at least 1 out of every 5 days. And since taking office, he's made at least 188 of them total. More than 188 spelling errors on Twitter.
And this is what he's using his airtime for. It's supposed to be reliable sources. He's supposed to be a watchdog on the media. And so we're not going to circle back around and see, all the fake hysteria about Russia collusion and all the definite, oh my God, he's a criminal. We've seen the evidence from Adam Schiff and, all the shit that's come out in the WikiLeaks that exposes the media corruption. Oh, handing the debate questions to Hillary and getting their news articles approved by the DNC before they run them and everything. No, none of that. All right, we're just focusing on the misspellings.
Now, what do we compare this to? Let's take a look at Trump's family members to compare to, let's take a look at the 2020 Democratic candidates as well, and just see how Trump compares. Well, this says it all. Someone like Andrew Yang, 14 mistakes. Bernie Sanders, 3 misspellings. Obama, 0. This is during the time since Trump took office. Donald Trump Jr. tweets a lot, so he's had 90 mistakes. But generally, all these politicians, they get it right. They're careful. They pay close attention to what they're tweeting. President Trump is really...
That's what's important, is your spelling. It's not the validity of your economic ideas or any of whether you're sliding into debunked socialist ideas that have resulted in the killing of hundreds of millions of people in history and, increasing government power to lord it over you. No, none of those things matter. It pales in comparison to your goddamn typos.
The odd man out on this, with constant misspellings on his feed. But it hasn't always been this way. Look, in 2015, only 18 misspellings, only 18 errors. But there's been a huge spike since he took office. Of course, if you can't get the small stuff right, people worry about the big stuff. And he gets a lot of the small things wrong. Look, the word he misspells most often...
You don't want to get into the big stuff because Trump tends to win there. Oh, you can't tend to beat him. He's such a dumbass that he can't spell words right. But oh my God, you can't beat him in an election in a competition of ideas and politics and rhetoric. Oh, we can't beat him, but he's just so dumb. Oh my God, what does that say about you, you cuck?
His counsel, as in White House counsel or special counsel. FactBase found some other frequent misspellings too, like Barack Obama misspelling Barack, maybe thinking of Tom Barack instead. There's others as well. Capitol Hill, he gets wrong a lot. There's a lot of these absurd errors that happen all the time. Trump often mistakes the difference between it is and it's. This is missing a difference in these words. So these are just some of the most frequent misspellings that we found. This is, of course, who can forget Kofifi and all of those. Here's Trump's numbers up against Obama's, just to get it into perspective here, because, again, everybody makes mistakes. Trump started tweeting in 2009, Obama started tweeting in 2012. If you compare their errors...
Can we compare the times they've funded, armed, and trained ISIS? Can we compare the times they've brought back slavery to the modern age? Can we compare the times of, bailing out big banks with, tens of trillions of taxpayer money? Can we do that?
Since joining Twitter, Trump has made 358 of those spelling mistakes, those errors. Barack Obama, 4. We could all...
Oh, it's such an effective propaganda. So that slippery snake. Oh, just a wizard with spelling, foreign policy, and, covering up his corruption and not spying on the next administration through the FISA court, and not trying to organize a coup through the intelligence agencies. Oh, it comes up a little short in those territories.
All use a proofreader, right? I think President Trump could use 2 or 3 proofreaders.
Oh, my God, what a statement. Oh, dude. You guys get it. It's so goddamn pathetic. What's up, Nicole Servant? Oh, yeah. Little Brian Stelter. Yeah, dude. Kiki says they freaked out about Confeve. These idiots. He was talking to Congress about ACT. He does everything for a reason. AJ says he misspells words to draw attention. Well, I think it plays into his hand of he doesn't. That's why he doesn't give a fuck and sit there and manipulate and go back and make sure double check and triple check and quadruple check and because it plays right into his hand that they continually underestimate him. And so I don't think he's doing it on purpose. But I also think he purposely doesn't give a fuck about the misspellings because it plays into the thing of, oh, he's an idiot, he's a moron, he's a knuckle dragger. And that's how he wants his opposition to think of him as he strategically plans and executes his plans. Burgess says, I misspell everything, but typically people know what I'm saying, LOL. Alan James says, Burgess, actually, we don't have a clue what you're saying most of the time. Satan something, Lucifer something, something, hair flick something, something. Yeah, we decipher it, it's like it's like Morse code. It's like Satanism Morse code, dude. And yeah, Brian Stelter is anti-charisma, and I'm sorry I put the Outrage crew through that, listening to that segment. But, it's very illustrative of the idiocy there. Nicole Sermon says, how many times did Trump sell guns to the cartels? There you go. He did sell guns to the Saudis. There was a big goddamn, arms shipment to the Saudis. And that's the whole implication of Trump supporting the Saudis in the quote unquote proxy war in Yemen, where the Saudis are doing horrifically terrible things to the people in Yemen there. And that's what I've heard. Dave Smith, he's a libertarian anarchist who has a podcast. He talks about that. That's how that's Trump's biggest misdealing in foreign policy, and it kind of implicates him in the war crimes going on through the Saudis in Yemen. And there's just no fucking reason we need to be doing business with the Saudis and sucking their dick and trying to get them on our side and everything and strategic advantage. And no, let's just do our own goddamn thing. We don't need any strategic advantage in the Middle East. Who gives a fuck? Let them do their own thing. If anybody wants to trade with us, all right, we can make that calculation. But we've got to get back on our feet economically first and become a superpower like we once were. Not just militarily, but economically. And get out of this goddamn debt hole and outgrow these bubbles. That's the only way we're going to, not have another economic collapse is we've got to have radical productivity and explosion of prosperity that offsets it and gives us a softer landing. Because the Federal Reserve is in control, boy, and when they're in control, you're in for a rough landing. Eventually. You can stave it off, but that addiction to heroin and cheap money and low interest rates, you're going to have to go through some withdrawals at some point. All right? I was listening to Artie Lang on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about the withdrawals that come with heroin, dude, and that's a perfect metaphor for what the economy has to go through when you have all this artificial inflation and low interest rates. The economy seems real great for a long time. And then all of a sudden it hits the goddamn wall and all the malinvestment comes home to roost. And you got to deal with the goddamn consequences. Burgess says the USA is the largest manufacturer and distributor of weapons in the world. We're really good at it. Yeah, I don't know to what degree, you're responsible for when you sell people guns and then, what they do with the guns. I don't think there's a direct line of causality there. It's still a choice on the part of the Saudis to conduct the war in Yemen. If you can call it a war, it's more of a genocide. But just because we made a weapons deal with Saudi Arabia, I don't think that directly implicates us as like a proxy war in Yemen. I don't think that necessarily follows. But, at a certain point, you can discriminate with who you do business with on a moral basis. I think that's just fine and it's totally legitimate. That, it's probably not the greatest idea, even if it limits your profits, to not, to choose to, not do business with individuals that are, evil moral actors. All right. Or people you disapprove of. All right. I don't think there's anything wrong with making that calculation and choosing to do business with people that you're on you have an understanding with morally. David says, what do you think would come first, Nick? A massive economic disaster or a civil war? Economic disaster for sure. People are they're too cozy in the bubble economy that we're existing in. We all flick the light switch, the light comes on, we all turn the oven switch and the fire comes on, dude. We can all cook our food, we can go to the grocery stores, all the shelves are stocked. We all have iPhones, we all have internet connections. We're very goddamn comfortable. And most of the division of the country is happening through language and arguments on and flame wars on goddamn Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And so that's where the culture war is happening, is in the realm of ideas and and on the internet. And you get these little scuffles that happen between like the Proud Boys and Antifa, but it's not large scale, and I don't think it's going to grow large scale because we're so comfortable economically and technologically right now that I don't think you're going to see. I think what happens first is the economic collapse, and then you get violence in the streets when the EBT cards stop working, when the government benefits get shut off, and there's no more money, and the government ran out of money. Whoopsie daisy, and then they have to crack down and quell the riots in the streets among people who are depending on government benefits, who are not getting the goddamn government check from their daddy there in the white buildings. All right? And that's when you get the violence in the streets. So first comes the economic collapse and then comes the violence. I don't think the violence comes before the economic collapse at all. Hopefully we can avoid both, but we got to cut government massively, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to take an outrage piss. I shall return and check out some Discord videos and read some more comments here. Welcome on back to Nick's Racers Podcast here. We're going through a nice honey glaze here, a nice honey hatred glaze here for your rack of ribs. All right, and the ingredient here is hating black people. All right, specifically black people. It really spices up this nice little glaze here. And we're going to show you how to do it today on Nick's Racers Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. PayPal.me/Outrage TV if you want to contribute some hate currency to the Outrage Chancellor. Oh my God. Fill my hatred tank. I'm like a camel. I have a hatred camel bump. Alright, that I extract the secret ingredient to all my recipes for. And everything is much appreciated. Clip it! Oh my God. Rodog says we need to give the Saudis our meth. Well, there you go, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to see Saudis on meth. That might be a fucking bad thing. Bradley Murray says, look how much the UK gives India. These fuckers have a space program. Bravo pisses me off. India has a space program funded by the UK? Oh my God. Have a space program. Dude. Come on. I don't think anybody it's bad enough that curry exists on Earth. All right, that shit stinks so bad. Why do we got to proliferate the universe with fucking curry, dude? Dude. Get that curry smell out of here. God damn it. What are you doing? Alan James says, actually, most people wouldn't have enough to feed themselves for a week, let alone power generators or even candles, and the shops would run out of stuff pretty quick. We've seen this. Yeah. That's why it's very paramount that we cut government. That's why I'm trying to spread the word that government is the problem. All right? Because especially out here living in a goddamn desert in California, we're very dependent on the trucks coming in and delivering things and filling the goddamn shelves with our goodies. And if that stops, there's going to be a whole lot of goddamn violence. All right? So we've got to slowly work our way off of the government dependence before it all comes crashing down, dude. And history repeats itself. Alan James says you should see the Ugandan space program. What is it, a catapult? We have developed space program. You know, and it's just a fucking medieval catapult. We are working on it. Worst African accent ever. We are working on it. Welcome to Nick's Racist Podcast, where I try to do very offensive accents of everybody in Africa. Here's Nigeria. I am from Nigeria. Oh, space program. We have catapult. All right, here's Kenya. I am from Kenya. We have space program. It is bottle rocket. God damn it. Naveed says, what up, Simply A? Naveed says, in Yugoslavia during the massive breakup, the guy who wrote about it said guns and bullets were the best thing to have. Yeah. I don't know. Because who knows what's going to be valuable as currency. I don't know. You're going to have that probably would be the most valuable thing. because self-defense is going to be paramount if the government breaks down all of a sudden. The government breaking down over time is just wonderful. That's a beautiful idea. But all at once is catastrophic. And so self-defense would probably be the main priority that everybody's looking for. And so you could, wouldn't necessarily have to shake people down for a sandwich, but you could trade some goddamn artillery shells for a sandwich. You do that little voluntary interaction there. I don't know about top ramen. You still gotta make a fire and have a pot to boil the goddamn ramen in. What are you gonna chew that fucking plastic brick? Simply A says, I'm doctor. Oh my God. Professional African accents, dude. I like black people shirt, but this is more the colonizer on vacation shirt, where I show up to the resort and enjoy all the luxuries that are afforded by the goddamn resort. Meanwhile, a couple streets over, people are goddamn, shitting in the streets. But the outrage chancellor, he's gonna wander off of the resort there. He's going to wander off of the reservation. All right, he's going to probably be looking for drugs in the streets. He may get stabbed, and it's fine. Strangely, I was listening to Artie Lang tell stories about his drug debauchery and goddamn cocaine and heroin addictions, and all it made me want to do, and his gambling addictions, all it made me want to do was amass mountains of money and then, use cocaine and heroin in a disciplined way. and become the greatest stand-up comedian of all time. All right. And become a notorious wild man, but barely keep it on the rails, and keep it on the rails a little better than Artie Lang. I'm not sure those are the point of those stories, but, it did inspire me to do a little, a little wild man activity with the substances. All right. I have a very rigorous system. All right. I can handle a lot of goddamn, lot of activity. All right. But I use it in a disciplined way in order to defend Western civilization and accomplish my goddamn goals. Alan James says, I'm surprised your African accent is so bad considering how much time you spend with them. Come on, dude. My African accents are perfect. I have space program. Would you like to see it? Oh my God. That was Zimbabwe. If you didn't pick that up, that was Zimbabwe. All right. All right. He was a Zimbabwe scammer, sending you goddamn voice messages on your emails about where you should donate your money. David says you will have roving criminals. Yeah, if there was a government collapse, yeah, it's going to be apocalyptic. And that's all the visions of, the Purge and, the zombie apocalypse movies. All those are about is when the government collapses. If it were to collapse all at once, that's the subconscious imagination of these screenwriters and creatives that are thinking of these post-apocalyptic worlds. That's why we've seen the rise of these post-apocalyptic disaster movies. is because people get a sense deep down in their gut that what we're doing right now is not sustainable. And shit is good right now, but it's good when you're high on heroin. But then there's that come down. And there's a come down every time we come to the debt ceiling every year. And we're just like, oh, just take another hit of heroin. Come on, you fucking faggot. Take another hit. You want to. And then, the American government's like, fuck it, we're keeping this roller coaster going, baby. And we just take another hit of heroin. And we just keep enjoying the ride. And, it's going to be interesting. All right, because in order to do the necessary things we have to do to avoid the crash landing apocalypse, we're going to have to piss a lot of people off by cutting a lot of government benefits that people are depending on, and we got to do it slowly so we don't get the goddamn riots in the streets. We got to wean people off the goddamn heroin. We got to go into rehab as Americans, And it's not about austerity necessarily. That's one element of it. All right, but it's about prosperity and unleashing the freedom and creativity of the American people and of the creativity of the tax cattle in order to, bootstrap our way past these goddamn obstacles. But first we have to identify the problem. We have to identify the gun in the room, which is the government force, the coercion, the evil at hand. We got to identify the monster squid demon, vampire, parasite that is leeching onto the goddamn tax cattle. It must be identified and it must be cut off. Simply A says, do white South African? Well, I can do a little white South African. I've listened to a little South Africans. I've listened to that fella Jacko Boyens, who talks about the child sex trafficking. And it's almost New Zealand, but it's a little more heavy-handed, a little more masculine, almost Australian, but a little different. I don't know. That was my best South African. Let's kill the white farmers. Perfect. That's the agenda. No more white farmers. Eradicate them. It's the only necessary step. It's the next necessary step toward the resentful ideology of the blacks of South Africa. All right, I lost it. AJ says a tornado hit the local cemetery today. Hundreds of people found dead. Oh my God. All those potential voters are dead now? Well, that's not going to stop anybody. They're still going to get to the voting booths, dude. They're still going to be voting for Hillary when she runs. All right, all those people in the cemetery, dude. Alan James says, try saying dirty car fur in a South African accent. Dirty car fur. Dirty car fur. What are the what's the name of that comedy duo that they're like musical? I think they're New Zealand guys. They're definitely not South African. And I can't even think of their goddamn name. I don't know why I brought them up. God damn it. I can't think of their goddamn name. And another missed reference to the Outrage Chancellor, and it's fine. Another beer will solve that. Flight of the Conchords. There it is. I got excited about the new beer, and I remembered it. Flight of the Conchords. I think they're New Zealand guys. Yeah, New Zealand comedy duo. Those guys are funny as hell. I love their just dry delivery. Those guys are funny as fuck, dude. Oh, I like those dudes. Burgess says, I saw a painting one time in the Denver International once. It was a guy with an AK and a gas mask and a sword. The people inside the sword were safe. The people outside were like The Walking Dead. I don't want that painting to become a reality. Oh my God. Alan James says, play some business time. Alright, hopefully we won't get taken down for this.
We'll do another song.
Oh yeah, that's right, baby. Girl, tonight we're gonna make love. You know how I know, baby? 'Cause it's Wednesday. And Wednesday night is the night that we make love. Tuesday night's the night that we go and visit your mother, but Wednesday night is the night that we make love. 'Cause everything is just right. Conditions are perfect. There's nothing good on TV. Conditions are perfect. You're leaning close and say something sexy like, I might go to bed, I've got work in the morning. I know what you're trying to say, baby. You're trying to say, oh yeah, it's business time. It's business time. It's business. It's business time. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, let's get down to business. It's business time. It's business. It's business time.
Yeah, baby.
Next thing you know, we're in the
Oh,
bathroom.
dude, they're killing it. I love that shit, dude. Yeah, dude, it's business time for America. We gotta get the business back up and running, baby. Bring the goddamn troops home, cut the government spending, keep cutting the goddamn taxes. You know, we'll open America back up for business. David says that's a famous one, Berg, in the conspiracy community. Let me see if I can pull that up. Sword, painting, Denver Airport. It's in the airport, right? Denver International. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Oh, yeah. So here's a what looks like a goddamn Nazi outfit, and a man with a gas mask and a fucking AK with a knife on the front of it. Oh my God! Running through, and all the sleeping children on the streets, sleeping on bricks with their teddy bears. Women with dead children in their hands, dude. Oh my God! Looks like he's stabbing a damn dove there. I don't know why they would have that in the Denver airport. It's very goddamn creepy. But yeah, that's you know, that's what happens when the government runs out of money and all they're left with is their guns that they have. All right, and then you've got a bunch of people rioting in the goddamn streets and they're hungry. And they're destitute, and then the government cracks down and takes over, and that's how it becomes full authoritarianism. When they're out of legitimate options, when they're out of goddamn currency to keep feeding the tax cattle, then they take shit over. Beat says, you could do that, Nick. You in heaven sing about taxes. Oh my God. I don't want to get in a showbiz duo with heaven. It sounds like a goddamn nightmare. You know? Yeah, why have that in an airport? It's like just a friendly little image for you to consider while you're, flying in your goddamn metal tube up 30,000 feet in the air. You know? Just a reminder that the economic bubbles are going to burst and the government's going to crack down. God damn it. AJ says, did you hear about the pregnant woman defending herself with an AK-47 in Florida? I did see that headline. I can't remember if it was on Drudge or Rantingly. Let's see. I think it was on Drudge. Drudge usually links to stuff like that. Well, I can't find it right now. I did see that headline somewhere. I cannot find it. I did see that. Let me just Google it. Pregnant woman, AK-47. Yeah. Pregnant Florida woman saves family by killing intruder with AR-15. It was an AR. A Florida woman is being hailed a hero for saving her family's lives during a violent home invasion Wednesday evening. Jeremy King told BN9 that his wife, quote, evened the playing field and kept them from killing me. Around 9 p.m. Wednesday, two masked men armed with guns broke into the Lithia family home. One of the men first grabbed the couple's 11-year-old daughter before violently attacking the male victim. King said that one of the men pistol whipped him while another kicked him repeatedly in the head during the attack. His wife, who was 8 months pregnant, was in the back bedroom and peeked out to see what was going on. He said that one of the men then shot at her. She retreated, grabbed an AR-15, and returned fire. Deputies later found a man identified as one of the intruders dead in a nearby ditch. The second gunman fled the scene after the fatal shot was fired and is still at large. Detectives do not believe the attack was random and are currently investigating the relationship between the victims and the suspects. God damn. It sounds like they were dealing drugs out of that house or something. Why else would you have an AR-15? I don't know. They might have just had an AR-15 handy, but why would they go into that house? It seemed like they were trying to rob a drug dealer or something, and it went wrong. Oh my God. Prego or not, she's letting off them shots. Oh my God. I'll show you an ultrasound, cocksucker. Rat-a-tat. You know. Oh, dude. I'll show you a goddamn gender reveal. I'll reveal you both as faggots. Da-da-da. You know. That's that goddamn heavy weaponry in the domicile. That's what the outrage chancellor needs. The outrage chancellor doesn't deal drugs. He deals arguments for Western civilization, but that doesn't, that doesn't protect him from home intruders. All right, somebody's going to come and get me. As we get bigger here on the Outrage Cast, somebody's going to try and come and get me. Alan James says, just because she's black, Nick calls her a drug dealer. Nick's Racist Podcast. Oh my God. They had to be coming in there. And I've listened to Joey Diaz's podcast enough to know that, that's one of the main targets of home invasions because, they're not going to go to the cops. You're trying to get that big score. You're trying to get to that drug money. You're trying to get to that drug supply. All right, you run up in that goddamn drug dealer's house, steal all his shit. It just stands to reason. All right, and was she black? Oh my God. Doesn't even say the ethnicity of the woman. Kiki says, Nick, you live with heaven, no guns for you. Yeah, I have thought about that element of it. All right, and I would have to keep the home defense weapon secret from heaven, and it's fine. I would have to keep it secret from heaven, and it's fine. All right. Let's go into this. All right, I saw Trevor Noah was at it again after, laughing it up about Hillary Clinton murdering Jeffrey Epstein the other night. Trevor Noah's back at it again. He's lashing out at Kanye West and his attempts to awaken the black community. The host of the Comedy Central's Daily Show, Trevor Noah, scrambled to keep black Americans from leaving the Democratic plantation in a recent segment attacking pro-Trump hip-hop artist Kanye West. Slamming West's recent remarks that black Americans are, quote, brainwashed to vote for the party, Noah stated, let's just watch the video.
This clip I watched of Kanye West that's going around. Have you seen this clip of his that's gone viral?
What is this goddamn framing of the scene? Is there an audience even here? It seems like he's just talking to himself in the goddamn studio.
He's like in this interview with a hip-hop DJ Big Boy, and it's really fascinating. In the clip, he's like, it's black people.
Oh yeah, he's just talking in between the goddamn segments or something here.
Oh, black people have been brainwashed, and he's like, what? Like as black people, you don't have to vote Republican. Like why have we been brainwashed into thinking? You have to vote Democrat. Why do black people have to vote Democrat? You don't have to vote Democrat. And he's like, and black rappers, it's like talking about the culture. And he's like, the culture, they rap about bitches and buying foreigns, foreign cars and doing things that is illegal. Then you talk about prison reform, and it's like, nah. And I was watching that, and I was like, are you shitting me? Like, are you, like, of all people, like I'm not saying everything he's saying is wrong, but I'm like, are you shit, like you are gonna say? You as Kanye West are going to talk shit about other rappers talking about buying for you as Kanye West. I know Spike Lee's going to kill me, but let me finish.
Yeah, it's called realizing your goddamn mistakes and turning over a new leaf. Oh my God, are you gonna call him a coon next for stepping off the plantation?
I'd rather buy 80 gold chains and go ignorant. That Kanye West? That Kanye West? Are you know what I mean? Like, are you serious? You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. That Kanye West is gonna talk shit about rappers. Oh, bitches. Like,
he can't learn over time. He can't come to a new perspective. That's heresy to the Democratic Party. They're for perpetual childhood and victimhood, where the government has to take care of you, and you're a perpetual victim. Oh my God. Come save me. I'm perpetually oppressed and I can't take any personal responsibility for any of my own actions. The government just escape hatch. Just save me. Yeah, Kanye can't turn over a new leaf and say, no, I believe in these universal principles of Christianity, and say that what I've been doing is wrong and I was lost and I was at a bad place in my life and I was making those. And he talks about that shit when he was making that, you're such a fucking hoe. I love it. That music, he was talking about how miserable he was when he was making that music because it was so devoid of meaning. And that's why he's gone back to, the new album, Jesus is King. And he's gone back to Christianity, and he's gone back to, and he's, obviously had discussions with Candace Owens and probably a lot more people about the true nature of the Democratic Party to keep the blacks dependent on government power. And the mental slavery therein, that they need those welfare checks, and it's fine, just keep having babies out of wedlock and keep having babies with them deadbeat dads and the single mother culture and the the whole gangbanging lost child without a masculine role model culture. Just keep it going. Trevor Noah wants to keep it going, and it's fine. Don't grow over time. Just keep depending on the government power and let them keep you in your place, Blackie. Let them keep you right there. They got you under their thumb. They love having control of the black tax cattle. Oh my God, isn't it wonderful? They wouldn't want black people to get the spirit of independence and individual liberty and personal freedom and start voting that way and start wanting opportunity instead of handouts. Oh, we can't do that. We can't grow. We can't, learn over time. No, we can't look at the patterns of history and make a rational evaluation and adjust our perspective. No, you got to stay. You just vote for Elizabeth Warren. Vote for big government, and the big government's going to take care of you, and they're going to fix all those problems. Even though the most heavily Democratic controlled areas have the worst, most poverty-stricken black communities in the goddamn country. And, you know, the Democratic-controlled south side of Chicago is just a murder factory for black people. And, we just keep that going, all right? Don't change your perspective. Just keep on keeping on, baby.
Dude, come on, man. Here's my biggest issue, is this. My biggest issue is this. Is like, I don't disagree that you can have your own opinion. That's what opinions are. You have them, right? But this is what I don't like, is when Kanye West and people like him will say, black people in America have been brainwashed. They've been brainwashed into voting for the Democrats, believing that they're victims. But we're not victims. We can vote Republican. We can do whatever we want. Then I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. So you're saying every black person in America is brainwashed. Like, that's basically what you're saying, that 70, 80% of black people, 90% who are voting.
It's a straw man.
Democrat, they're brainwashed. So you're saying you're the only person who's enlightened.
There's a lot of black people that are individualist and want a small government and see through the propaganda, all right? It's not just your fucking sheep audience here.
And all these black people are just stupidly following this Democrat.
You ever read Thomas Sowell, you goddamn propagandist wizard?
Victim. What is more likely? What is more likely? The fact that these people are brainwashed, or the fact that in America you have to vote for the system that gives you the best chance? You only have two choices. And that does make it weird, but you only have two choices. And if you're a black person, you go, well, I'm going to vote for the choice that gives me the best chance of success. If you're a gay...
Gives me the government check. Oh, there's the incentives for you. Oh my God, I'm going to vote for the handout. I'm going to vote for the free shit. Of course. That's the whole propaganda mechanism.
Person, and you're voting for the right to marriage, you will vote for the best chance that you have. If you're a woman who is voting for your right to choose, you will vote for the best chance you have.
And he takes it to gay people and abortion for some reason, as if that has anything to do with the goddamn discussion. But despite, you won't bring up that the majority of babies being aborted are black babies. And, there's just this epidemic of killing unborn black children that's promoted by the left. And they won't take any ownership of that because it's just a clump of cells. Oh my God, don't worry about it.
You may not even like all of the Democrat positions, but you're like, yeah, but I'm voting for my best shot. And that's what voting is all about.
Best shot is a government handout. The bigotry of low expectations in full display. That's your best shot, Black America. You can't bootstrap. You can't figure shit out for yourself. You can't deal with opportunity. You can't start a business. You can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be a small business owner. You can't make something out of yourself like Kanye West has and come from the bottom and go to the top. Oh, you can't do that without the government hand helping you up. Oh, yeah. That's real oppression. That's real victimhood. That's real, power disparity. Oh, yes. Versus the pretend victimhood, you're just going to sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm helpless without the government handout, and I need the left to fight for me against these, fake racists they pretend exist in the leftist media.
But he's going to make it because if you look at it just simply, drill down in voting, fundamentally what Kanye West doesn't realize is he has the option to with the Democrat vote. He does. He has the option to be like, yeah, I'll try Democrat. I'll play. Because you get to a point, it's true, when you're famous and rich enough as a black person, where it's like, yeah, your life isn't affected the same way by Republican policies. In fact, it may even be beneficial for you as a rich person to go and vote Republican because they're like, less taxes. You're like, yeah, I'll take that. But like Kanye...
You play into the class warfare as if it's not better for the lower classes to, have the people that have already created wealth and already created businesses keep more of their capital and be able to hire more people and grow their businesses and create employment opportunities for the people that are trying to just now get into the workforce. No, it's all about the handout. You don't want that. You don't want opportunity. You want the free shit.
You know who doesn't mess around with their votes in America? Black women. They don't. They do not. And I refuse to live in a world where I go like, black women have been brainwashed. No, I don't think black women in America have been or can be brainwashed. I think if anything, black women in America have the least leeway when it comes to messing around with their vote. They have the least,
What does that mean?
least opportunity to be like, I don't care, I'll try this out, I'll mess around. Black women in America are like, no, I know where my vote needs to go because I know how important this is to me.
Because I got a deadbeat daddy that I fucked without a condom, and I got 3 kids that need a government check. All right. Oh, we don't mess around. No, the incentives are getting messed around, and that's preying upon the black community and black women at large.
Because as a woman and as a black person combined, the impacts of my vote are exponentially felt. I have a higher rate of mortality when I'm giving birth. I have a higher chance of not getting a loan. I have a higher chance of not getting a job. I will get exponentially less for doing the same job as somebody else. As a black woman, I cannot...
Just false statements. She'll get exponentially less than someone else for the same job. If she's providing the same value, no, she goddamn won't. It's about choices. It's about the choice of what sector of the economy you go and work in and what value you're providing. And on average, they choose very, social-oriented jobs. They choose the human resources. They choose the secretary jobs. They choose the daycare. They choose the school teachers. They choose these type of jobs. They just happen to be not as high-paying and lucrative as individuals that get into goddamn stock trading and Wall Street and, these highly technical occupations. And even riskier occupations like working in an oil field. You're going to find a lot of black women out in the oil field, and it's not because they're being discriminated against. It's because of the type of work and the value being contributed. But keep manipulating.
afford to mess around with this vote. You go like, that to me is not a brainwashed person. That's not a victim.
He made 0 point there and got an applause break for it. What are you even talking about?
And I love Kanye's music. I just want to be like, it's not even like I'm one of those people who's like, and his music sucks. I'm like, no, I don't think the new album's great, but I love Kanye's music. I'll still be at home, poop-de-scoop, scoop-de-poop. Whoop-de-scoop-de-poop, poopity-scoop-doop-doop. I'm in there.
Whatever, he makes zero argument. Black women can't afford to mess around with their vote. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Bradley Murray says, if anyone comes in your house, it's legal to end it, brother. Thank you for that vote of confidence, Bradley Murray. All right, and I will use lethal force with the theoretical John Wick skills. All right, if I need to. All right, my hands are deadly weapons. My feet are deadly weapons, and I won't hesitate if somebody comes in the goddamn domicile. Yeah, Alan James says this is pure propaganda. He made zero argument. He's like, oh, Kanye says black people are being brainwashed. I don't think black women can get brainwashed. What does that even mean? The fuck are you talking about? The incentives are being perverted, and you're not even dealing with the actual destruction we're seeing in the black community and what the welfare state has preyed upon them. It's so disingenuous and empty of any content. AJ said turn up the volume. It was all the way up. Sorry. Yeah, I wish there was a way to integrate the volume of the clips better, but it's just got to come through the speakers and reach the microphone, so sometimes the clips are softer than others. Sorry about that, dude. But yeah, black women can't get manipulated. Oh, the bigotry of low expectations again. Oh my God, Oh boy. Take that welfare money, baby. Just take it. Incentives be damned. All right. Take that government handout. It's good for you. Just let the big government system grow up around you and don't resist it at all, and don't pay any attention to your individual liberties being eroded over time. You don't need those. Just let the government take care of you and protect you from the racists. All right, who want to give you some free market opportunity and individual liberty. Those damn racists who just, want you to contribute some value to the economy and want to give you an opportunity to do so. Oh my God. The government's got to step in and protect you. Or else you're just going to roll over and die in the street. Burgess says, I had a gun under my mattress my parents didn't know about when I was a kid. It's not what it sounds like. A friend needed money for a ticket to a show. What the fuck? So you robbed a ticket for the show with the gun? I'm very confused. Rodog says Kanye is a very sick man. I don't think he's a very sick man. I think he's been through a lot of debaucherous experiences in show business. He's been around a lot of dangerous people. He's been heavily medicated in the past. He's done a lot of drugs. He's had a lot of bad influences. But he's coming around. He's coming around to fully formed individuality and stepping back and looking big picture at what's going on the planet, and his breakdowns of what's happening in culture are spot on. The hypocrisies of the rappers trying to talk about prison reform while they're rapping about and doing illegal shit constantly. The breakdowns of how the black people have been ushered into this mental slavery, moving past actual slavery. That's what actually happened. They talk about this party flip that happened. No, it was a strategy flip on the part of the Democrats. They flipped from actually owning slaves and being the party of slavery and KKK and Jim Crow. They flipped from that because it was, distasteful at large to the public. And they shifted instead to a mental slavery through the welfare state and free government handouts and propaganda about calling the Republicans racist who wanted less government and more individual freedom. And there was an argument at the time where it was like, yes, black people just coming off of the slave days and before the civil rights movement, they had a market disadvantage in the free market because they weren't trusted, all right, as much as white people to be hired as employees. And so there was a transitionary period where they were legitimately discriminated against. And so there were government measures put in there that seemed to make sense at the time. But all that makes sense fundamentally is giving individuals freedom and letting them operate in the free market as agents with free will. And if you're going to, be an abolitionist at that time and be like, oh, black people are just the same as everybody else. They have consciousness. They have free will. They're legitimate acting individuals in the free market. You got to go the whole way and be like, okay, even playing field from here on out. We're going to give you an even shot to compete. And we see what's happened. Even despite the welfare incentives, black people have risen up and taken positions. Black people have become president. They're all the most famous movie stars and entertainers and, intellectuals. And, there's, it's a fertile ground of creativity and innovation that can be tapped if you just give them some goddamn freedom. But instead, the left wants to keep hearkening back toward the slave days and be like, oh, we're still oppressed. We still need affirmative action. We still need diversity agendas. There's still all these, imaginary racists out there who hate you and want to keep you down. And they got to perpetuate that narrative to continue to try and make themselves useful. If there's no oppression narrative, if there's no systemic racism that they can convince you exists, there's no reason for the Democratic Party to exist. And so they're going to continue to push that narrative that justifies their existence. And it's just run out of steam. It's just absolutely not true anymore. You give individuals freedom. It doesn't fucking matter what color their skin is. They can accomplish whatever they goddamn well please to accomplish. Rodog says Nick's preying on black women. I am a very oppressive predator. All right. I'm a very oppressive predator. Welcome to Nick's Racist Podcast, right, where we prey on black women, all right, and participate in the bigotry of low expectations. Oh, and James says, why does the U.S. have so many of these well-to-do foreigners on their late-night shows, English, South African, telling you how to think? Exactly. Yeah. John Oliver and Trevor Noah. Because they can't get any, John Stewart was the last white male articulate propagandist they had. And John Stewart was an absolute magician of propaganda. Because he was actually a very funny dude, but just 100% wrong on his politics. And he came about in the time where, of the George Bush administration, where it was very trendy and very accurate, actually, to make fun of, the terrible decisions that were being made and, the right-wing Republican orthodoxy of the establishment. And it needed to be made fun of. All right, but, the rebound to Obama, the swinging to the other end of the spectrum, it didn't do us any much good because he was funded by the same big banks and multinational interests that George Bush was. Different color puppet, same result. What's up, Aaron Freeman? I got to take an outrage piss. I'm going to check Discord when I come back. And the Chancellor shall return. Oh, yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The victimhood mentality reigns supreme. Yes, indeed. vote for the big government. They will take care of you. Just soothe yourself with the victimhood mentality and just slip on into that heroin drip. Alrighty. And yes, the outrage knight here, he has to have his heart placed very delicately. The heart stays in there. It reminds the outrage chancellor to stop being a robotic knight in a suit of armor for Western civilization at times and show some of his goddamn heart. I was very enthused today. I got some free goddamn food from the Postmates there. An individual in the Hollywood Hills neglected to answer his phone calls or the door. And I got a fat sack of some La Scala Italian food from Beverly Hills. I got a couple of chopped salads in there. Very fine, very dandy. Got some penne pasta, some breads in there. Oh my God, very delectable. Some fagioli soup. Oh, so wonderful. Alan James says, so weird. We went over 20 viewers when Nick went to the bathroom and dropped 5 when Nick came back. Well, maybe I should just play Kevin Ballard's beats and leave the domicile. And we would just skyrocket to the top of the charts. If we could just get rid of that Chancellor guy and just play more of the music, the podcast would be so much less racist and so better. Oh my God, that mini-me can make a hell of a goddamn beat. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Ready for the war drums, motherfuckers. Oh my God. Oh yes, the outrage chancellor got a fat sack of Italian food today. Very goddamn benevolent from the gods. All right. And here's a little possible hypocrisy here. This joke about Aboriginal woman has Trevor Noah under fire. And I'm not one to criticize, joke making here, but we'll see. Oh my God, sorry. I always forget to close the goddamn music out, and it's fine.
All women of every race can be beautiful. Yeah. And I know some of you are sitting there now going, oh, Trevor, yeah, but I've never seen a beautiful Aborigine. Yeah, but you know what you say? You say yet. That's what you say. Yet. Because you haven't seen all of them, right? And plus, it's not always about looks. Yeah. Maybe Aborigine women do special things. Yes. Maybe they'll just like jump on top of you and just be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, he said Aboriginal women are ugly, and then there's outrage tweets about it, and the video's been removed from YouTube. And he apologized in a very gay way. And now they're saying boycott his comedy. I don't agree with any of that. That seemed mild as hell. Who gives a fuck? You got to use some group stereotypes in stand up. I mean, it's how you make jokes. Like, that's the generalizations that can be generally true. I'm sure, the Aborigines of goddamn Australia, I'm sure they're not known for their stunning beauty. I don't know. Oh, I didn't show it? My bad. I didn't show it. You heard it. All right, he was on stage, and there was a bunch of tweets of outrage floating by. Burgess says, I can imagine driving Nick's car. I'd be like, man, I'm kind of hungry. Just smells like food, God God damn it. My hatchback does not smell like food. Bradley Murray says, voting new it party on 12th December me. I love how he talks like fucking Yoda. Voting new it party on 12th December me. I am. Oh, Alan James says it's more the hypocrisy. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's popular for black people to criticize Kanye West because he's going against the traditional orthodoxy of the shit that was legitimate maybe like 60 or 70 years ago, that the Democratic Party is just trying to give me a helping hand up in this uneven system of oppression, and the systemic racism has a slant against me, and it's like none of that is true anymore. Everything is slanted against white males now. They're openly telling people, we have enough white males, especially in entertainment. It's all about diversity. We're trying to diversify. We need some more black thoughts in here. We need some more brown thoughts. There's too many goddamn white thoughts floating around here. What the hell? And some people have their entire job description as that, the diversity officers, to look around the office and be like, there's too many goddamn white thoughts here. The hell? We gotta diversify. And the continuing of affirmative action, despite, the massive success of black people getting into the free market when applicable, they seem to do fine when given some freedom and opportunity. Despite the goddamn hurdles of the welfare state and the victimhood mentality that they got to climb out of the crab bucket there. Kiki says, Nick, we were talking about Trevor being a hypocrite and a sellout for his show. That's all. Well, I don't know how he's a hypocrite for just calling Aborigine women ugly on average. Maybe they're actually ugly on average. Bradley Murray says, Brexit party, this phone shit makes up words, bro. Bradley Murray's out there struggling with the technology, and it's fine, dude. He's voting for the Brexit party on December 12th. All right. Alan James says, no, it's the other shit he says and his buddies that go on cancel culture on everyone else, but they have a history of saying shit like that. Yeah, I haven't seen Trevor Noah try to get people canceled for jokes, but if he has, that is some definite hypocrisy there. I mean, that's why comedy is so popular now, because it's the last bastion of people speaking their mind truthfully. And you can do that through jokes, and people will still accept it. Anytime you get sanctimonious and serious about topics, and then you speak your mind truthfully, it's like, oh my God, cancel him. But they really go after comedy because it's an involuntary response to something that people are thinking but not willing to say. David says, I think Nick needs to get off the Turning Point ideology. More people will be interested. Last time I checked, Turning Point wasn't anarcho-capitalist or atheist. Don't know what you're talking about. Kiki says, Nick, if you got a show and told people to pay their taxes, never date a tranny or a black woman, and stop eating ice cream, you would understand what we mean. Oh my God. The mic drop from Kiki. Oh my God. You've unearthed my agenda. I desperately want a show. All right. Those are the main points of my goddamn agenda. Alan James says Davides doesn't want to ruin his shot with Candace Owens. Dude, hashtag Blexit. All right. I'm all for it. Do I have to bring the Bible out now? Oh, James says, and Diamond and Silk. Oh my God. That is my career goal, all right, is to simultaneously be dating Diamond and Silk, all right, and have a consensual three-way relationship and have them on every one of the Outrage Cast episodes. All right. And have that real outrage triple threat. All right. And nobody will be able to call my podcast racist. All right, if I'm banging Diamond and Silk. And we have a lovely triangular relationship there, dude. Honey. You know what it is. Speak it now, girl. Do your thing. Oh, say the words, baby. Oh, we support Trump for sure. You know, and I'll have the Trump hat, and I'll talk like this, and I'll be banging Diamond and Silk. And I'll get the Bible out, and I'll be banging... I'll get the Bible out, I'll put a Trump hat on, I'll put a dip in, and I'll start dating Diamond and Silk. And Candace Owens can be my side piece if she wants. Tax Kettle says Nick needs to meditate for 3 years. Oh my God. Need to get the outrage blood pressure down there. Oh my God. Maybe I'll just take a hit of weed and it'll have the same effect. Sorry, this is stuck. There we go. Oh, it's the equivalent of meditating for 3 years. But yeah, the dancing around the main point at hand is ridiculous. Like Trevor Noah just dancing around what Kanye is fundamentally talking about. And this is like Kanye's thing is he hasn't come to the fundamental root of what he's actually talking about. This whole Christian thing is a rebellion of the big government system that the leftists are promoting right now. And he hasn't identified the government as the main problem. He's just moved over to Jesus and been like, okay, universal principles, like this is how I'm going to live my life. And, you know, these principles are set in stone and I'm going to live my life by them. But he hasn't identified the source of evil that's at the root of all the goddamn debauchery. Thank you, Owen James. Let's look up.
No message really, just to encourage you to keep in a Gaylord.
Let's look at creepy Tom Arnold sexually harasses Diamond and Silk. Tom Arnold is completely off his goddamn rocker. Looks like Tom Arnold has finally made the courageous decision to put an end to his decades of lying, deceit, and denial. No more pretending, no more hiding. Yes, the charade is over and it's time to tell the truth. Tom Arnold is nuts. He's creepy, he might be a racist, and he's definitely a chubby chaser. Oh, dude. Well, I guess they just have an audio clip. I was expecting a tweet or something.
We need to talk about this weird, bizarre feud that is happening inexplicably between Diamond and Silk and Tom Arnold. This is just the weirdest. I don't know what prompted it.
Oh, are these some just random bimbos breaking down the situation? That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear random bimbos, dude. All right, let's look at the damn tweet. Breitbart will show it. Tom Arnold to Diamond and Silk. Get your big booties back into Big Daddy's hot tub. What in the hell? Oh, actor and far-left activist Tom Arnold has been accused of sexually harassing the pro-Trump media stars Diamond and Silk, declaring his desire to, quote, investigate every crack, curve, and crevice of their intimate body parts in an unhinged tweet. Oh my God. Here he is. It's not showing the full tweet. Can I pull up? It's probably deleted. Here it is. Tom Arnold. I'd like to investigate every crack, curve, and crevice of you two tons of fun's heavenly bodies. Fuck. I'll start with intensive oral examination of your naughty bits. So take off all yo clothes and get your big booties butts back into Big Daddy's hot tub. Don't bring Streisand. Too freaky. What the hell? Dude? This is like... What in the hell? And Dominant Silk reply, is this tweet considered online sexual harassment or predatory behavior? Where is the hashtag #MeToo movement? At Tom Arnold, you may not have respect for yourself, but you don't get to disrespect Diamond and Silk. Oh, man. The mind state he used, and like just the first sentence, like he wants to investigate every crack, curve, and crevice of you two tons of fun's heavenly bodies. Oh, he got the possessive right. All right, no typos in this tweet. All right, there's some tense issues down here with big booties, butts. All right, but better than Trump on average, I'll say. Brian Stelter approves of the tweet. It's been thoroughly pushed through the reliable sources colander there, and we approve it here on CNN. We think it's, progressive. All right, he's offering up some heavenly pleasure, and he did not technically spell any words wrong. I'll start with intensive oral examination of your naughty bits. Never has a black woman been turned on by the phrase naughty bits. Naughty bits? Maybe from a British guy. Let's have a look at your naughty bits. Oh my God. Like if, what's his name? What's the guy's name that played, that actor? The damn, who was the replicant character in the Alien movie. God damn it, he's played in the X-Men movies. I don't know. If a very charismatic British man's, let's have a look at your naughty bits. When Tom Arnold says it, let's take a look at those naughty bits. Take off all your clothes. And I like how he throws in yo. So take off all yo clothes. Like he's down, he's down with the ghetto at the same time. He's got a little bit of gutter in him. Dude, I think he's on the same Ambien that Roseanne is on. Maybe a little stronger dose. I think he took a double shot of that Ambien. So take off all your clothes, honey. And get your big booties butts back into Big Daddy's hot tub. Public tweet, ladies and gentlemen. What in the hell? Thank you, Alan James, for suggesting I bring that up. Oh my God, that was hilarious. The Outrage Chancellor needs some goddamn water. Now, am I regretting the decision to hit the weed pen? Yes. A little bit. Did that Tom Arnold tweet creep me out heavily? Did it creep me out extra because I'm stoned? Yes. Dude, get your big booties butts Hey, how about y'all get your big booties butts back into Big Daddy's hot tub? Yeah. And that was Tom Arnold's role on like on the Best Damn Sports Show period. He would just say something out of left field that was fucking ridiculous. And it was appreciated in that form. Tweet to Diamond and Silk, I don't know. I think Bradley Murray sent me something. Goddamn water dripping on the phone. Yeah, dude. Bradley Murray's voting for the goddamn Brexit party. You know what it is. What's up, Look a Bear? Alan James says, it's funny how different but same he and Roseanne has turned out. Yeah. That is very goddamn weird. And the last thing, if we're already getting weird, ladies and gentlemen, let's look into, all right, we have a little video report on the revelations from the Finders document dump. Which, you know, something I was checking out like a week or two ago online. I saw a headline about it and I was like, what the fuck? Like FBI involved in child sex trafficking or whatever. And then people brought it up in the chat. And then I saw a link today that had a little video breaking it down. New revelations, supposedly. I have not watched the video, but let's check it out.
With all this letter, you will call the FBI Berlin Wall by signing up for our newsletter at info of the Jeffrey /newsletter. In the wake of the Jeffrey Epstein debacle, the FBI declassified and released a trove of documents about the Finders. And unlike the recent largely redacted and deleted Epstein document release, the FBI Finders documents provide more clues into an alleged international child trafficking operation allegedly covered up by the State Department and FBI Foreign Counterintelligence. One of those documents reads, during the execution of the search warrants by the MPD at the two Finders properties, U.S. Customs Services claims to have observed a substantial amount of computer equipment and documents purportedly containing instructions for obtaining children for unspecified purposes.
Jesus Christ.
The instructions allegedly included the impregnation of female members of the community, purchasing children, trading children, and kidnapping them.
Oh my God. The community. The Finders community, dude. What is going on? This is the creepiest shit ever, dude. Claims to observe a substantial amount of computer equipment and documents purportedly containing instructions for obtaining children. Like they just typed it up on a Word document. Like they're doing research for a damn term paper. What are our goals? All right, we're trying to find the children. Halloween's a hot spot. All right, we're going to definitely need a lot of active cells out there. All right, we're going to need lots of bags of candy. These sick fucks, dude. The community. Oh, it's just a nice little text thread, a little Discord, little child sex trafficking Discord there. Not a friendly little community, you know. Oh, fuck, dude. How is there a market out there for this shit? It's so disconcerting, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell is happening here? Let's continue.
However, the investigation was quickly deep-sixed. The Finders were led by a mysterious character known as Marion Petty, aka the Game Caller, posing as a spiritual leader professing futurism and cybernetics, similar to the interests of Jeffrey Epstein. Petty had an interest in infiltrating U.S. intelligence and had ties to the military-industrial complex elites. The documents also reveal a number of companies allegedly tied to the Finders. Finders Transnational, the Information Bank, Future Enterprises, Women's Networking Service, and another which is redacted. Companies with potential global threads. The Finders investigation.
Women's Networking Service? Like, what now? Finders Transnational General Scientific Corporation. The FBI therefore requests that you search all records of your agency regarding the following individuals and or entities. What in the hell? And they were saying DOJ and elements of the FBI were implicated?
Global threats. The Finders investigation from 1987 focuses on a self-described group of hippies attempting to live off the grid and raise their children away from the structural norms of American society in rural Virginia, as Derek Prose discovered after interviewing the leader of the Finders' right-hand man.
To learn more about Marion Petty, the Finders, and their relationship with the intelligence community, I sat down with longtime spokesman for the Finders, Robert Toby Terrell. Terrell wrote a book about his experiences with the Finders called The Game Caller, featuring one of the few known pictures of Marion Petty.
You have to have a little more background of what was happening in the culture at that time. There was a panic going on at that time. Now, what's going on now is that people are seeing a terrorist behind every bush.
So that happened back in 87, and they're hanging out with this guy who has a shirt all too, it's too much like the Outrage Chancellor's shirt. All right, I don't know what he's doing with his, lowrider beard situation. His goddamn Wolverine hair on his forearms, dude. What in the hell? So this happened back in like the late 80s, they said. And we're just now getting the document dump. I don't know if this is more recent or what really fucking think of it. I'm looking at comments here. Burgess says, so this is who Nick stole his shirt from. I'm not stealing this guy's style, all right? He's stealing my style. Yeah. Alan James says, CIA spending your tax dollars wisely. And Alan James is taunting me with goddamn visions of, hitting my head on the counter. God damn it. Let's finish this video. What is this guy talking about?
At that time, it was people were seeing child molesters behind every bush.
Nevertheless, on page 66 of Metro
It was people perceiving child molesters behind every bush. I don't know what he meant by that. Virginia State investigation.
Cages were discovered on the premises that witnesses revealed were used to keep children
during Virginia State's investigation information was revealed that bodies were buried on the farm at the Nethers, but excavation revealed nothing. However, cages were discovered on the premises that witnesses revealed were used to keep children during their visits to the farm. I thought Trump was the one putting kids in cages. Oh! Turns out it's the esteemed intelligence agencies that also happen to lie about Russia collusion and pretty much attempt a coup on the president. And got caught in it and caught lying about it and leaking information to the media in this big hype machine failure. What a surprise. Don't you trust the CIA? Oh my God. I mean, they're on panels at CNN. They're trusted. They're venerated. Come on, dude. You don't trust the intelligence agency's report of the Russian hacking? You were duped. Turns out you really wanted 70% taxes and giant government control and ridiculous corruption at the top and terrible leadership and terrible foreign policy, and you wanted Hillary's no-fly zone over Syria. You wanted the threatened war with Russia. You wanted to implode the economy. You got duped by the Russians. You really wanted Hillary, god damn it. And you just got duped, you dumb knuckle-dragging tax cattle. Meanwhile, oh, this little thing that we're running? I mean, we got the kids in cages. Oh, we got to have cages for the kids. I mean, we're just going to let them get away? What the fuck is going on?
Their visits to the farm. The very same report goes on to reveal that an FBI report knew of at least one member of the finders was passing information overseas concerning activities of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Let's read that once again. The FBI had contact with the finders since 1971. Jesus. Including a recent report dealing with CIA involvement, was at least one of the members of the finders passing information overseas concerning activities of the Central Intelligence Agency. Oh, passing information overseas? We trying to spread the operation there? I mean, you know, we got to corrupt all of Western civilization. Let's get on with the nice cultural subversion here. Why not? Why wouldn't we? Oh my God. When it became apparent that no federal laws were violated by the FBI, the FBI vacated the investigation. No federal laws. Oh, no federal laws have been broken. You know, as long as you participate with the federal government, I mean, we could just pretend those laws don't exist. You know. We're just trafficking. I mean, come on. These kids were lost, you know. We're showing them the way. What in the hell?
Agency.
Terrell confirmed that Marion Petty spent his military career working closely with generals and intelligence officials, and that Petty worked as a chauffeur.
He already knew the first chauffeur, and that's where he'd gotten the information about the new chauffeur's job. And he said that he just stood there and gazed into the eyes of Henry Arnold until Henry Arnold consented. And that's how he spent World War II, as the chauffeur for all of the leading generals of World War II.
Suffice it to say, it would take at least a 3-hour documentary to explain the breadth and scope of these findings. Information like that of the finders' documents has been made possible by unrelenting FOIA requests, growing public interest, and is only the tip of the iceberg. Slowly but surely, this puzzle may reveal to the public the lowliest forms of evil that inhabit the highest positions of power on planet Earth. John Bound reporting.
Yeah, dude. Not surprising. Oh, the liars and the sneaks and the establishment criminals are conducting horrific criminal activity right under our nose. Well. Oh, man, you fooled me. God damn it. I didn't think anything terrible was going on. The detailing is very elucidating, though. And it's very... just a friendly reminder of your local neighborhood criminals there. Don't let your kid go wandering around. All right? They might end up working for the FBI in some weird way. Jesus Christ. Who made the video is on InfoWars. Revelations from the Finders document dump. Yeah, dude. That's very, very goddamn strange. Not as strange as I expected it to be. Jesus Christ. What's stranger, that operation or Tom Arnold's tweeting to Diamond Silk? Diamond and Silk. That's a tough one. You know, I expect kind of both things. I expect Tom Arnold to be an idiot. I expect the government to be horrifically criminal. Man, it just blows your fucking mind that even has the kind of market to be as big of an operation as it is. Like we've looked at the clips of that guy Jaco Boyens from South Africa, and he's talked about the kind of out of public view but actually huge problem of child trafficking in Western countries. And it's just, is it a surprise that the government is helping to facilitate it? Is it really a surprise? Anything that's valuable, that's illegal, there's a huge interest in controlling the supply of that thing. Whether it's drugs, whether it's guns. It's just disgusting that there's the kind of demand that would put child sex trafficking up there with drugs and guns. Like, Jesus Christ, people are disgusting. Oh, just the amoral, power-seeking, devilish narcissism. Oh, the depths. This is another sign, like, the late Roman Empire was very, very debaucherous and very crazy culturally from everything I've read. Like, it's another goddamn sign of the lack of cultural health going on right now. Culturally, we're on a lot of Federal Reserve and big government heroin. That old government-funded, military-backed heroin that the people in the United States enjoy. And at a certain point, we're going to have to start cutting back or going into withdrawals or crashing. Oh, James says, is that it? Yeah. They do 2 minutes of advertisements and a minute of advertisements on the InfoWars videos. But the documents are out there. And it's very goddamn strange. I'm trying to reload the tab I just closed. Finders. Let's see if they. Yeah, I have the damn vault here with the whole document. I wonder how many pages. 324 page document. So there's a lot of shit that's probably, you got to sift through everything that's redacted. And isn't that cute? They give you a redacted version of, when the intelligence agencies were participating in widespread child sex trafficking. Like, oh yeah, we'll give you most of it. We got to cut out some parts, to protect our interests. Oh, how convenient of you that you get to erase parts of the document before you replace it to the public that finances your positions. The idea that redaction is even a thing, like, I could see if you're naming the names of some, intelligence operative that's currently undercover overseas, and you're like gonna completely cause them to either get tortured or killed or both, and like you're just gonna expose your assets. Like, I can see that, but that opens the door to this subjective justification of like, no, that's too much information for the tax cattle, and they can just redact something in the document about where they're participating in the child sex trafficking. Oh boy. Yeah, it wasn't the best video. I'm sure this is a topic we can come back to. But, it's probably worth goddamn digging through. I don't know. Is everything from the late 80s and this is just coming out? They're going to make that same argument. Oh, this isn't the same CIA. This isn't the same FBI that, that did MK Ultra. And you're saying they, and it's not a continuation of the same people. And it's like, well, what has impeded them from more and more criminal activity? They've only gained more power as the years have gone on, as the government's grown bigger. You think they're doing less criminal shit now? MK Ultra comes out and nobody goes to jail? The fuck? Just kidnapped American citizens and dosed them up with LSD and like dosed up PTSD victims in military and veterans hospitals. I think that's one of the main places that they did the MK Ultra experiments was in the veterans hospitals. I think that's what 5 Easy Pieces, the movie and the book, were about. It's about the goddamn weird hallucinatory medication they just experimented on people with. Let's see what happens. Document the damn results. CIA are just continually proving that they are against the interests of the American people, and it's never been more clear. To have these unelected governmental bodies ruling over your goddamn existence. We need a lighter topic. Jesus Christ. How about Hunter Biden's crack problems? Oh, yes. Hunter Biden's Ukraine gas firm pressed Obama administration to end corruption allegations. Memos show. One more natty light. How about some Hunter crack and hooker pussy delight? Oh boy. Hunter Biden's Ukraine gas firm pressed Obama administration to end corruption allegation, memos show. But of course, Hunter Biden and his Ukrainian gas firm colleagues had multiple contacts with the Obama State Department during the 2016 election cycle, including one just a month before Vice President Joe Biden forced Ukraine to fire the prosecutor investigating his son's company for corruption. Newly released memos show. Oh boy. The Obama State Department, it's all coming home to roost. They're just exposing themselves with their grasps, their criminal grasps at trying to get power back from Trump. They're just continually exposing themselves. Oh, we got a spy in their campaign. Oh my God, well, everybody knows about that now. Oh no, the FISA court. And oh, we got to impeach him for, digging up dirt on his political opponents. And it's just like, everybody's like, wait, what did Joe Biden do? He got a prosecutor fired and his son was getting 50 G's a month for what? Seems like he's got some appetites to feed. He's got a goddamn cracking hooker pussy addiction. According to his damn ex-wife. And of course, that senator's son, boy. Your dad's a big fraud and a liar. And as Trump would say, oh, he's never been known as smart. He's never been considered a good politician. He's never been considered smart. He's generally been ridiculed among the smart circles there. Dude, you're that senator's son, you don't want to follow in the footsteps, you're like, fuck it, let's get into some nihilism. Let's get a sweet, cushy job and rake in that goddamn appetite-satisfying money. During that February 2016 contact, a U.S. representative for Burisma Holdings, the company that Hunter Biden was at, sought a meeting with Undersecretary of State Catherine A. Novelli to discuss ending the corruption allegations against the Ukrainian firm where Hunter Biden worked as a board member, according to memos obtained under a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. Yeah, dude. Oh, Miss Catherine Novelli to discuss ending corruption allegations. Let's look up her. Catherine Novelli. She looks like she's a lunch lady at every middle school in the Midwest. Sorry, hun, we're out of tater tots. We are fresh out of tater tots. Catherine Ann Novelli is president of Listening for America. Blah, blah, blah. She was formerly a U.S. diplomat who served under Secretary of State for Economic Growth at the U.S. State Department from 2014 to 2017. She was also the State Department's senior coordinator for international information technology diplomacy. Oh. Yeah, dude. So she was meeting with Burisma there about getting those corruption allegations dropped, yes. Poor Hunter, he's got his appetites, and, he needs a fat pile of coins for nothing. All right. He's a senator's son. We wouldn't want to ruffle feathers. Just 3 weeks before Burisma's overturned the state, Ukrainian authorities raided the home of the oligarch who owned the gas firm and employed Hunter Biden. A signal the long-running corruption probe was escalating in the middle of the U.S. presidential election. Hunter Biden's name, in fact, was specifically invoked by the Burisma representative as a reason the State Department should help. According to a series of email exchanges among U.S. officials trying to arrange the meeting, the subject line for the email exchanges read simply, Burisma. Oh, boy. You gotta help Hunter out, specifically. He needs your help now. You better come to his damn defense. And it goes on. All right. Obama administration officials getting it all smoothed out for old creepy sleepy Joe. Just as you would expect. You guys are still talking about the Finders thing, and children have testified that they've been through weird rituals and everything. Oh my God, it's very goddamn nefarious. Keep a close eye on your damn children. The outraged chancellor is still trying to get a goddamn career going to attract the top shelf women that he will procreate with. All right, these dating app skeezers are not going to suffice. All right, I need a woman that's impressed by the arguments for Western civilization, that, has measurements around, 35, 24, 38. All right, that has some lovely, golden brown skin and blue eyes and a British accent. That's all I'm looking for. All right. And then I'll settle down. I'll settle for green eyes. All right. That's all I want. And we're working on it, ladies and gentlemen. We're goddamn working on it. We're going to get the rent paid. I'm glad I got my meals covered for the next 2 days. Oh my God, we got some delicious goddamn Italian food. I might eat a salad before I fucking drift off. In the bed quarters of the outraged battleship here. Aaron Freeman is making fun of the outraged chancellor's hairline. And it will not be tolerated. All right? Don't make me make you walk the plank, Aaron Freeman. That is one thing we do not bring up at Project Outrage. All right, that's rule 2 of Project Outrage. We don't talk about Project Outrage, and then number 2 is we don't talk about the outraged chancellor's hairline. You know the rules of Project Outrage, dude. And you're intentionally defying them. And you know rule 3 is don't talk about the outraged chancellor's shoulder size. Off limits. All right. Tyrannical impulses, we have to push them down. German genetics are taking over. And Kiki is very correct that La Scala is very yummy. Oh my God, the chopped salads are immaculate. They work the cheese into the salad. The cheese is infused in the chopped salad. It's tossed to perfection. It is incredible. And AJ posted this video again. Let's go ahead and... Oh, Alan James posted this. Red Elephant's video on the... Oh my God. I guess this is... I don't know if I want to end the stream on the CIA sex cult exposed. Dude, I was trying to end on an upswing, but I'm actually intrigued by this goddamn video. God damn it. Look at the hood. Look at the ski mask guy kidnapping the fucking infant. God damn it. Like, is that a photo caught in the act? And the kid's like, well, you didn't protect me. Dude. This is fucking outrageous. We're going to watch the How to Paint Like a Clinton video instead. All right. We're trying to remain positive for Western civilization, even though we have to be wary of the goddamn devils lurking around the corner out there. God damn it. Oh my God, this is a fucking 9-minute video, and I'm bailing on it. 9-minute video. We're exposing the CIA. Oh my God, that's a 20-minute video. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, dude, you could do your own goddamn research into the, into the CIA sex trafficking. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good Monday out there. I wish I could have gone on stage. Still waiting on Heaven's portion of the damn rent money here. Waiting patiently. Supposedly lost her damn debit card. This is the story I'm being told. She's trying to connect Venmo to the account. Supposedly it's not an account like at an actual bank where you can go in and get your cash. It's some kind of ad hoc situation. And it's a very flimsy story. Alright, but I'm getting out there on the Postmate streets. I'm making my own goddamn rent. I'm not getting into the victimhood mentality. I chose the roommate I'm with. Alright, and she's never here, which is a plus. So, in my own head, I'm living by myself. And Aaron Freeman is very interested how he can buy one of the sex slaves. Well, you debaucherous bastard. You might want to get a private browser. If you're going to go cruising on the damn dark web, you sick fuck. Dude, I remember going to the Silk Road one time. That's like one of the dark web websites. And like supposedly you can buy DMT on there. Allegedly I went to the Silk Road website. But it's like all this like all this illegal shit that you can buy. It's like the illegal black market eBay. The Silk Road on the deep web or on the dark web. I didn't go into any of the nefarious elements of it, but you know, supposedly that's you know, that's why it got shut down. There was some, you know, very debaucherous things going on there. But I was just looking to get some goddamn DMT. I just started listening to Joe Rogan and Terrence McKenna and Bill Hicks, and I was like, oh, well, why not? Let's look at some goddamn recipes to try and make it. Syrian roux, and you've got to boil the plants, and, you know, have not done DMT. Alan James says, go sell that ass and make your own money, bro. Get back on those streets. Dude, I am selling some hot and fresh food. All right, I'm very on time. You know, and it's not my fault if you don't answer your gate and you don't answer your phone. Oh, I'm taking your shit, baby. Oh, dude, I got that 5-minute countdown. And then you know what it is. I'm eating for 3 days, baby. I appreciate it. You know? All of a sudden, food's mine. That 5-minute countdown, you didn't answer your goddamn phone, dude.
You don't understand.
You ordered the food, and then you didn't answer the phone. So you know what it is. It's outrage time, dude. We eating over here. We got that La Scala. Alan James says, I only buy my dark web stuff from Diamond and Silk Road. .torrent. Tom Arnold recommended it. Oh my God. Is that in the big booties asses section there? All right, in the hot tub tab. Oh my God. Oh, right down Naughty Bit Lane. You know, taking you down to the Big Daddy Hotel. You guys know what the fuck it is in the Outrage Battleship, dude. You know what it is. I don't even have to get into all that flexing tonight. Alright, because it's a somber night. Alright, we're learning of, you know, the deep debaucherous actions of the criminals that rule over us. And we're taking notes on the criminal resumes, and we see them. And the Outrage crew sees them. And we're bullhorning on the deck of the Outrage battleship like Alex Jones, you know, in his armored assault vehicle there. Bullhorning the damn Hillary Clinton rallies. You know, we're YouTube bullhorning. Should I get an actual bullhorn to yell into the mic? Yet to be determined. Alright. Will the Outrage Chancellor make his goddamn rant? You better believe it. Alright. But it's going to take, you know, it's going to take, you know, a little self-reliance. And we're out here in Hollywood. A little tips from the you know, the deviants out there in the hills. Come on, dude. Give me a good tip. Give me a good goddamn tip. That's what I'm looking for. You know, or some free food. Or just don't answer your door. And I'll continue to eat. Thank you very much for that sleepy individual. Alright, who probably got caught up with some, you know, he was probably focused on the dating apps. I don't know what happened. Alright. But I got that food, baby. Oh, yeah. We're going to dig into it. I did not tear anything when I was throwing my kicks last night. And don't say I'm trying to kick. Don't say I'm trying to kick because I executed the kicks perfectly. Unlike that sentence. I didn't execute that sentence perfectly. The kicks. Another story. Oh, the kicks. Oh, that's another story. That's a fabled story. The story of legend. The theoretical John Wick when he threw his hips into his kick. Well, the sky's the limit, bigots. The sky's the limit for the damage done to the enemy. All right, and I know you feel it. I need a Trump hat. I need a dip to put in my lip. And I need that Bible right behind me. And I need to start a recipe channel about how to channel your hate into the meat. Very goddamn important. If you want to lure your grandsons over to your house to watch football, you're going to need some tasty barbecue for him to put up with your blatant racism against black quarterbacks. They don't know the playbook, dude. Dude. You know what it is.
Outrage Battleship.
I love all you bad motherfuckers. We hitting the gym tomorrow. We're getting bigger. We're getting bigger.
Well, it's a big show.
You know what it is, dude. I'm trying to get bigger. I'm going to get on the pizza and ice cream activity tomorrow. You know, Aaron Freeman says racists don't kick. Dude, I don't know about that stereotype. That might be very accurate. Like the amount of like racist people that throw kicks. I don't know if there's a lot of racist people that are dedicated to like Taekwondo. Like the racist black belt in Taekwondo. He goes down to the bar like Liam Neeson, just looking for afros to fucking heel kick. Dude, the racist Taekwondo black belt is an awesome character. He can't box at all, so he gets his ass beat on the regular. You know, brothers can throw hands sometimes, you know, but he gets into the fights, you know, and he's got them spinning kicks. Dude, the racist Taekwondo black belt. Oh my God. There's the note we needed to end it, dude.
Outrage Battleship.
You know.
Criminal.
You know. We know, dude. We know. I love the Outrage Battleship. I love all the Outrage crew. PayPal.me/Outrage TV if you want to contribute to the situation. Hit that like button if you like what we're doing. All right. I'm going to come back stronger and full force on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll be a lot closer to that damn rent threshold there. Hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your night. Beautiful Tuesday. Peace the fuck out to the bigots on the Outrage Battleship. I love you bad motherfuckers. Until next time.